How y'all doing out there? It's your boy Quanni, and we shooting with JDP Production.
What part of Chicago really raised you, not just where you're from, but how you learn how life works?
Well, born and raised on the west side. So basically, just my family members and the people that I was hanging around with, everybody that came around the family, they just let me know exactly how, so basically how to navigate through Chicago. The good parts, the bad parts, and exactly, you feel me, like the right crowd to be around and everything. So that really shaped my whole, my whole mindset. And that's how I just, interpret all those things into my life.
So Chicago has a long history of pain, hustle, and creativity. How did your environment shape your mindset before it shaped your music?
Well, at first, as a mindset, you just gotta be a hustler. You always gotta be in a piece of cues. So that's why a lot of times in my songs you hear that. You hear me talking about crossing my T's and dotting my I's, because like that's exactly what I do. And how it shaped my music is like just all about just bringing just real street raw talent to what I got to say, just so everybody can, you feel me, like let's just say look at my life in a different way. Big ways of inspiration based on the neighborhoods, the poverty, just everything that got to do with Chicago. I try to shape that into any kind of way I can whenever I'm making a song, whatever I'm talking about, no matter what, Chicago's in the back of my mind. So I'm trying to maneuver the right ways that I can put into my music, so that way it can make me to a better person than I am. And just being in Chicago and it's great itself, because of course it's Chicago. So you can hear in some songs that you can hear a Chicago flow, a Chicago background in it, but I don't really have the Chicago sound 100%, because the main thing that's booming out there is drill music, and that's not me. I don't even like to listen to drill music. I know, boy, right now that's basically the sound that they want to listen to. So I just got the phone with my sister D Money, shout out to her, and everybody in Chicago, like they tell me itself. So whenever my music's playing, they always say, "Oh man, where he from? Where he from?" Like, I'm from Chicago, but just by listening to my music, you won't even know unless I tell you, because everybody know what Chicago sound is like. They know exactly what they hear from the beat to the lyrics, and just by listening to my music, you won't even hear that. So, but every now and then I shout it out, because I'm not just trying to be like everybody in Chicago. I'm trying to have my own sound. I'm trying to do it my own way.
Okay, and then speaking on the Chicago drill scene and just the violence and stuff like that coming from the Chicago sound, do you feel like that part of Chicago is something that people glorify, and if so, do you feel
Most definitely.
Do you feel like it's destructive to the community and what's going on in Chicago?
Yeah, most definitely. I understand when it comes to the music, they try to keep everything in the music, but to be honest, like most of the music, the drill scene, they talk about things that they doing outside of music. So with them rapping about things that they are doing outside of music, they put it in the music, and they are glorifying it to the point where, like, if you're not talking about the ordinary Chicago scene, drill scene, then basically you really ain't really getting the attention that basically you deserve. You really ain't getting the looks from everybody in the industry, or not just in the industry, but everybody that's surrounding Chicago. Like, if you're not making a sound, then to be honest, it's kind of like weak to them, cause it's like a new sound, and they're not used to hearing it. So it is a struggle to even try to play some new songs to a couple Chicago people, because I already know the feedback that I'm gonna get from it. But hey, it's me. Like I said, I'm not trying to be like any other Chicago artist, and I don't know. To me, that's just what it is.
Who were you before the music, and what was your identity when nobody believed in your talent yet?
Who I was before the music, I was just a funny kid, laughable, playful, basketball playing kid that's just trying to figure out life. I had my own crowd that I was stuck with, and basically that's just what I know. But based off coming up, like basically after, behind the music, they just knew that I was a cool kid, like I said, playable, and I am a fun kid that like to make jokes and everything. I was the class clown, so I did like attention.
Okay, so as a hooper, how do you feel like that's influenced the way you approach music and artistry? Do you take that like competitive aspect into your music and into your career, or are you still like have like that fire and drive as like an athlete and put it into music? Like, does that still translate into who you are today?
Most definitely, most definitely. I'm a big competitor, and that comes throughout life. Anything that I try to do, I try to be the best at what I do, and I don't like to give up. And I feel like I gotta have the same mentality when it comes to music. Even when I'm not making the Chicago sound, a lot of people, I'm not getting the attention that I'm supposed to be getting. I'm still gonna do the music that I wanna do. I'm not gonna switch it up, and I'm not gonna try to be someone that I'm not. So I gotta be more competitive. If that means that I gotta write a song a day, you know, just so I can keep the supporters, you know, guessing, keep the supporters' attention, then that's what I gotta do. So I'm very much competitive with everything that I do. And yeah, just all the moves that like, cause when it comes to basketball, you gotta be a critical thinker. You can't just go out there and just hoop. Like, no, you gotta know exactly the right step, the right back cut, the right shot, the right pass. So all of those things you gotta put in the music. You gotta know exactly what position that you're meant to play. You got a producer, you got an engineer, you got a writer, you got the artist, you got a graphic designer. So all those things, you gotta know exactly what your position is. And basically whatever position you got at that moment, you just gotta go out there and do your best and give it your all. And then, never say no.
Speaking on that, do you remember the exact moment you realized music was more than a hobby? And what scared you about committing to it?
What scared me about committing to it would be, I'm a private person. I don't like nobody in my business. So doing music and everything that comes with it, that opens me up, and in a way, basically it turns to a point where I'm vulnerable now. Because a lot of people can say, oh, I don't like that. Like your music sucks, your music trash. Or just by when I'm making good music, it puts like basically a spotlight on my career, to the point where if I'm out in public, people can recognize me. And I don't like that. Like I said, I'm a private person. So anybody that's in my business or doing all that extra stuff, I don't like. But of course, I gotta do what I have to do. So that's the sacrifice that I bring to the game. The day that I knew that it wasn't a hobby was basically all the good feedback that I was getting. It started as a hobby. I started when I was like 12. It started as a hobby because, of course, basketball took its course. So I was more invested into basketball. But then, even from high school, I was like early morning. I bought me like a small little camera, and I don't know where I got it from. Maybe Amazon. When I was in high school, and I bought like a small little camera, and like I would go downstairs in the kitchen, and I would set it up by the computer, and I would like make freestyles, and I would upload that then I would go to school like in the next couple hours, the next day. And so then I was getting like attention from that, but I really ain't take it serious. I was playing basketball. But then later on, once basketball took its course and I started back doing music, all the attention that I was getting, all the good feedback that I was getting, I'm like, okay, hold up. Now I know that I could do music, but now I'm gonna take it seriously because I'm not doing basketball no more. So I gotta be a competitor. I'm not gonna give up. So hey, if I'm not, I gotta be able to do something. I gotta be doing something to keep my mind going. So hey, the day I knew it wasn't a hobby, when I just started getting a lot of attention, a lot of good feedback, and just a lot of fake pages trying to, sign me or whatever. I'm like, okay, hold up. If they trying to do this, then they know I got potential. You feel me? To do something better than what I'm doing now.
So, what was the first song that made you feel like people? What was the first song you made that felt like you could make something that people would like?
The first song I made that people can like, it can be, dang, I made so many songs. Whenever I made my song "Let's Get It," there are some that a lot of people was turned up about. That's like my first like official song. Before that, it was like basically a lot of freestyles. But that's like my official song that I was getting a lot of good feedback from. And From there, man, I just took it. I just grabbed the bull horns that I've been running ever since. People tell me all the time my music is not good, but it didn't affect my confidence. I kept doing it. If anything, it affected the way that I approach my social media image. It did, because after that point, I don't, like right now, I don't even look at my comments under my videos. I just post. I see people post a comment what they comment, and I just keep scrolling. Yeah, like from social media sites to my YouTube, I see it all the time. But I just look at it like, if you don't like it, then it's not for you. My music for someone. You don't like it, okay, cool. It's not for you. So basically, who like my music, they gonna fuck with my music. So, but like my confidence level is very high. No matter what anybody say about my music, my confidence level is very high. Cause this is what I want to do. And once my mindset is set on this is what I'll do, this is what I want to do, then that's why I'm gonna do it.
Did music save you from something, or did it expose things that you were trying to run from?
Yes, music saved me from basically giving up on myself, giving up on life, not running from anything. But I will say that basically music keep me at my youth. You know, as a man, as we grow up, we tend to run away from things that remind us that we are getting old. So we gotta go back to the things that make us still feel young. And making music still makes me feel young, just like playing basketball still makes me feel young. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. Like, I'm not running for anything. I'm not running for anything.
Okay, so let's talk making music then in that aspect. So coming from Chicago, growing up making music there, and then coming here to KC, do you find there's like a difference in like how the music scenes operate with artists and how, you know, their creative processes work, the networking and stuff like that? What's like the difference you feel like between the two scenes?
Since being in Kansas City, like I already know about the Chicago scene, but since being in Kansas City, well, the two cities are kind of like, you know, similar, especially Chicago bigger so far. And I do like just driving around Kansas City, it do remind me of being in Chicago. So there are some similarities. The music scene, I'm not that too invested into the music scene as of yet, as opposed to I haven't found a lot of Kansas City artists around just yet that basically got my attention. Obviously, I'm up on Instagram, I'm scrolling, so sometimes I will hear a certain artist, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's good. But I just don't know a lot of Kansas City artists yet. So I really can't comment up on the Kansas City music scene yet. But based off some artists that I do, you know, just stumble up on Instagram, it's pretty good. I do see some similarities, especially from the drill scene out there and the drill scene out here, for real.
Okay, so when you're in the studio and you're making music, where does your inspiration come from? Is it pain, ambition, survival, ego, or something else?
It's everything mixed in one. But the type of song that I make when I'm in the studio, it depends on basically what I'm feeling and basically what I'm going through. So if I'm turned up, of course I want to make a turned up song. So if my mood is pain, I gotta get some shit off my chest, then my song gonna be about pain. So it really just depends on what mood I'm in whenever I wrote the song and everything. But it's like everything mixed in one, for real.
So when you're writing, are you talking to your fans, your younger self, someone who doubted you? Who are you talking to when you make these songs?
Talking to my supporters, talking to my fans, and I try to give them like an open book, or like a PowerPoint as a walkway into my life, for real. And sometimes I just want to make them feel what I feel.
Okay. So what emotion do you tap into that hurts the most but makes your best music?
What emotion I'm tapping into? Pain, especially now. Pain. It's like I got a lot of pain that I gotta get out, cause I know I've never been the type to want someone to know what I'm going through in life. Like I said, I'm a private person. I don't want nobody to know what I'm going through in life. I'm gonna figure this shit out on my own. So, but then now with music, I gotta put it out there. Some stuff that I'm open to talking about. I gotta put it out there because I know that there's someone out there that might be going through the same thing as me. Music is so relatable. So I know it's a couple songs that I hear when I'm scrolling, talking about some pain stuff, and I like put myself in that artist's shoes because I understand what they're saying. I understand where it's coming from. I'm not a big fan of name dropping, but I will say stuff to the point where people can put two to two together. Until they get to that point of like, until the disrespect get to that point, then of course I'm a name drop just so the person can know exactly who I'm talking about. But I'm not running from saying the person's name at all, because I can name drop as much as I want to, but it's like, hey, you know I'm talking about you. The shoe fits. You know I'm talking about you, so yeah, I'm speaking up on it, for real. I got a lot of upcoming projects coming right now, and I won't say, well, let me say this: they're more raw and they're more personal. Yeah, my upcoming projects right now, they're more personal. It's like there's like a certain way that I gotta open up to even give the fans what they want to hear. So it's like step one of my pain, but now it's like get a little bit deeper now. So now I'm opening y'all up to like another chapter of my pain. And it's more mentally right now, because you got to be mentally strong. In life, everything is 90% more mental anyway. So my music is more relatable. If I can relate to a certain artist more, then that means more to me. It's just all about, because to me, the whole world right now, we are healing from something, or they're healing from somebody from their past. And everybody is talking about it. And now I'd rather make more relatable music than bullshit, because that's the only thing that's playing right now, especially in today's music. And it's either bullshit or this fucking drill scene bullshit. To me, it's all bullshit, you feel me? So now it's like that pain music gotta come back. More relatable music gotta come back. More, like, if you can be, because to me, there's no creativity in drill music. It's the same shit. Anybody can say that. Anybody can write what they write. Pull up on your block and I shot a op. Saw you at the stove, so I got the drop. You can't run, send it. You know, like man, it's the same shit. It's like elementary rap to me. Drill scene is like elementary rap. Anybody can do it. Anybody can talk about it. You know, it's like that shit. Oh, it been played out to me. The drill scene. Oh, so it's like I'm tapped into more of conscious rap. Something that's gonna make me think like, hold up, you said what? He said this. Then later on that day or the next day, it popped back in my head what the rapper said. Like, hold up, that shit was kind of hard. Yeah, that shit is kind of hard. So that drill scene, that shit like temporary, then it go down. Temporary, it go down. But if you make me think about some shit, if what you say can relate to my life, oh yeah, it's gonna be stuck in my head. You feel me? A little bit longer. So that's kind of music that I'm trying to make now. Some shit that make a motherfucker listen and like, okay, yeah, I understand where he coming from. I'ma have them locked in even longer than if I make a drill song. Whenever I hear something, I hear a rapper say something, and
you know, growing up, we listened to a lot of artists like Wayne, Drake, J. Cole, and stuff like that. As a kid, teenager, you haven't really experienced life and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like as you get older, you go back and play some of those songs. You just drive in the car, you think about some of the lyrics. You're like, oh shit, I really know what this nigga was talking about now, type shit, bro. And I feel like that's the type of shit you try and get at, bro. So like, what are some of those moments in your life you have with music that made you realize like this nigga was talking about some deeper shit?
Whenever I hear something, I hear a rapper say something, and I actually gotta pause it and actually think about some deep shit. Like, damn, he said his pops wasn't there. He never met his pops, and so now he going through a lot of anxiety. Now he going through a lot of emotional struggles. You know, now, and even dealing with his baby mama. So now it's like, hold up, that's some shit that I can heavily relate to, and like that's some shit that basically I can look at my life and like, hold up, I'm going through the same shit right now, you know, like with my baby mama or with whoever. So just everything got to be relatable. If you want it to stick in your head, everything got to be relatable to the point where I can put your shoes in my feet, you feel me? Or put myself in your shoes. Oh, most definitely. You got me locked into your sound, and I want to hear more. I want to hear more about your pain. I want to hear more about your struggles. I want to hear more about your overcoming of depression and everything.
Okay, with that being said, is there a song on the upcoming project that feels too risky to release? Like, is it too personal? Is it too vulgar? Is it too far one way? Like, for any reason?
I got a couple songs that's personal to the point where I'm not saying nobody's name, but they can put two together to know I'm talking about them. I got a couple songs like that. To the point where if that person or the persons hear that, yes, it's gonna start some trouble. And now it's like, I'm a family man, you feel me? But sometimes disrespect is disrespect. So you talk about my family, then you know I gotta do what I gotta do. And of course, ain't nobody trying to be in jail, so hey, I'm gonna put it up in a song. Cause if I don't put it in a song, then I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna express it in another way to the point where I'm gonna have some legal trouble behind it. And I'm not trying to hide that. My kids gotta see me, feel me? I gotta see my kids grow up.